All right, then, let's get to hear tonight from the governorship candidate of the People's Democratic Party, Mr. Ibom Air, who joins us live from Uyo, the Akwa Ibom State capital. Thank you so much, Mr. Air, for joining us tonight on the program. Let me begin by asking you, you and your counterparts in this race, and one thing is on your mind to win the ticket. I mean, to win the race, to be the governor of Akwa Ibom State. You are of the PDP. The PDP is a ruling party in Akwa Ibom State. And of course, I know you and your friend, the incumbent governor, are looking to a situation where the PDP will retain the seat. But there's a whole lot at stake. Give us an understanding why you think you are the best man for the job.
Well, Shem, thank you so much for having me on this program. And I bring to the table for the job of governor of Akwa Ibom State competence. From my background, capacity, I am coming from the private sector, and the developments that we see in Akwa Ibom State right now has moved beyond the normal civil service states that you once knew. We have now moved, and we need someone who has requisite background, requisite understanding to be able to drive the governorship of Akwa Ibom State, to drive the economy, to drive development, to grow the people. These are the things we need right now.
Fantastic. Does look like a good way to start the conversation. But beyond that generalized concept of why you want to be governor, there must be something that you think is very crucial for the people of Akwa Ibom State. I mean, it's critical for them to have their livelihood put together, their security, and the future of their children to be well secured. What could you be saying to them tonight that will give them that confidence that, look, this man who is running for office really has the idea in fixing this issue for us?
So I have been into government, and I know the things that this government has done already, the foundation that has been laid, and all of the infrastructural development that has been put in place. And I understand how to connect to those developments and I want to create a middle-class economy for our people. We want to make sure that the middle class comes back again. We want to concentrate on rural development, which is going to help our people so as to stem the rural-urban drift and to ensure that the majority of our people living in the rural areas have a touch and a dividend of democracy. We need to connect between the rural area and the urban areas. We need to make that connect. I bring to the table that expertise, that ability to create jobs for our young people, that ability to continue on the trajectory of development, of peace in Akwa Ibom State that we have enjoyed in the last 7.5 years. I bring to the table the competence to be able to expand on the things that we have on ground and to ensure that Akwa Ibom keeps going forward and never backward anymore.
Now, Akwa Ibom State is one state that is notable for the agricultural potentials, the aquaculture, if you may put it in that sense. It's an oil-rich state also, which in itself is a plus for the state, but it's been a curse for most of the oil-rich states in the Niger Delta region because of the ecological and the environmental factors that have bedevil development in that state. So we'll take it one after the other. In what way do you think you could make, for example, oil as one of the extracts from that state more beneficial to the people of Akwa Ibom State, such that they know that oil is being processed in their backyard, but how much of that can they benefit? What would you do to ensure that the people of Akwa Ibom State can boldly say, yes, we are a true beneficiary of the oil money?
Yeah, the oil itself is controlled by the federal government, even though oil is produced in Akwa Ibom State. And I think about 33.5% of the oil of production comes from Akwa Ibom State. And so what we do is to ensure that we continue to use money to pursue the growth of the people, to ensure that we industrialize the state and continue to put in place infrastructure that will make our people continuously be on the map. You've seen the things that this past administration have done. We've done, Ibom Air is a classical example. We intend to continue to broaden the space for investors to come in, and you can see the new terminal building, and we intend to progress to ensure that we can have a complete warehouse terminal, cargo terminal, that will help our people. Ibom Air has just ordered about 10 new aircraft, and when they begin to arrive, we'll begin to run the West Coast. These are all expansions. So as you get funding, you'll be able to keep pursuing those infrastructures that help our people and in this region to grow. But we need to move away also from oil. That's the truth. And that's why if you look at our program, which we tag the Arise Agenda, we have listed all the things we want to do, starting with agriculture. Akwa Ibom is blessed all year round by God. We have green vegetation everywhere. So we believe that we must settle into the agricultural revolution in commercial agriculture with our people, set up farms, set up full value chain where people will have the benefit of agriculture, which we'll use to create jobs for our young people. That is what we intend to do.
So, Mr. Aino, just a moment. I'd like to put you to task on some of these plans. And I mean, I'd like you to also be explicit and be specific to the people of Akwa Ibom State in whom you are seeking their votes. So I will rephrase, and I want us to dwell a bit more on my first question and have a background to it. For example, just about a few weeks ago, 9 states out of the in the oil-rich states of the Federation, out of the 13% derivation formula funding, they got over 450 billion naira. So when I ask, how will the people of Akwa Ibom State feel the benefit of having oil being explored in their backyard? This is one of the reasons why I'm asking. Those kind of funds are outside of perhaps the internally generated and also the FAC, the monthly money that the state government goes to the center to get. So this is an additional money that goes into the hands of the oil-rich states in the Federation. Now, how do you hope to make these funds, for example, be of a benefit to the average man on the street of Akwa Ibom State?
By creating the facilities that we need, by supporting industries, by supporting the young people, by ensuring that we diversify our economy with the funds that comes in, because it's not always going to come in. So we use the funding that's coming in at this time to create the industries, to support growth, to support human capital development.
What kind of industry are you talking about, Mr. Aino? What kind of industries, for example?
Agri-based industries. We need to ensure that we create agri-based industries. We create pharmaceutical industries, and we're able to bring our people to work. You really need to create things that your people will also use. And so as you get this money, you study the economy, you create industries that will ensure that your people continue to have the benefit for which they receive this money for. Because you also know, Sheung, that this is not going to be there for all of the times.
Now, I do know that white-collar jobs are one of the main economic drivers for Akwa Ibom State government and its people. But I will dwell a bit on the issue of the aquaculture. The state has immense potential in this regard. Give us an idea of an estimation of what you think this sector can bring to bear or can benefit the economy of Akwa Ibom State.
Right now, we have not even tapped into the aquaculture, and the blue economy is lying fallow. We have 129 kilometers of seashore in Akwa Ibom, and you can see the riverine communities all through it. And so if you invest in aquaculture, you invest in the blue economy, those riverine communities, you begin to get full industries, canning industries, where they can derive the full potentials, put trawlers in those riverine areas, get them maritime security, which is really a problem right now, and then begin to fight piracy and make all of that area fully developed, put in tourism, build hotels, and run the economy that can attract investors and can continuously make Akwa Ibom a tourist destination, then that's where you are investing in aquaculture. You are taking charge of the river, the fronts. You are using all of those to create wealth for the people of Akwa Ibom State.
So now let us get it. And I'll come to the Ibom Air you mentioned earlier. Give us an estimation, just how much of jobs can that create? How much of, if you have specific plans for aquaculture, how much are you hoping, should he be elected, to invest in that area? How much do you think, because you're going to be the CEO of that state, running the affairs of government, how much do you think that that sector can generate for the people of Akwa Ibom State?
If we invest fully and partner and run the proper, which we intend to do with the private sector, you will be able to at least generate 20% of employment, 20 to 30% of employment, and then move your people out of the streets and the young people. You'll be able to create an atmosphere that's direct employment for, and indirectly, you'll be able to create another 20% with the aquaculture, because tourism is part of it. Like I've told you, you need to use the beachfront very well and invest in those areas so people can make Akwa Ibom a destination of choice. And these are the things you want to do when, as you get into office. We already have studies that we have done, and we know that we're going to go into some of these things, all of those areas. As we speak to you right now, we have an Ibom Solution Hub where we need to be able to bring in companies and industries and organizations that will want to work because of the area of infrastructure and the export pre-processing zone facility license that have been granted the state. These are all of the things we intend to do and make Akwa Ibom attractive to investors.
Your principal, the governor, from about 10 billion naira revenue from about 2017 to driven to about 24 billion, and I understand that is hitting almost 30 billion revenue now. What is your estimation? How much do you think you can take the internally generated revenue of Akwa Ibom State should he be elected?
First of all, before you run through the internally generated revenue, you've got to even create the jobs for the people. So you're really not coming to tax the people because you want to create an internally generated revenue at all costs. You must understand that you're trying to grow your economy slowly. So you take it slowly and allow the people some space to come to, after COVID, the economy is yet to fully recover. And so there's a need to consistently, at this point, support the small, medium scale enterprises. You need to create that, support them, and grow with them. I don't believe that coming from the private sector, I can tell you that the people are already complaining of multiple taxation. So you've got to be able to deal with that, give them a breather, and grow the business with them. So I'm not really going to come in like, standing with a rod and I want to increase internally generated revenue. It's a process. You look at the laws, you look at what to do to help the people get back to work. Then, of course, as they get back to work, your internally generated revenue will grow.
So you don't have a plan in terms of whether you want to keep the same figure or you want to jack it up or you want to improve it.
What I'm saying here is you need to get the people and your industries working first. You need to ensure that you are able to address some of the basic infrastructural needs of the people before you begin to hit them on tax. You can keep it where it is with a plan to grow it when you put certain things in place. You don't generate revenue in a vacuum. There must be something that you put in place to help increase the revenue. Otherwise,
so in the area of the Ibom Air you mentioned, Ibom Air, I don't know how many aircrafts they're using in their fleets right now. But what is your plan for Ibom Air? Is one of the investments of the Aquaculture state?
Like I said to you at the beginning, Ibom Air is growing. Now they have about 9 aircraft. They're flying, I think, 7 rather aircraft. And now we have ordered 10 new aircraft to come in. Delivery should start in 2023. And so the plan is to gradually expand our operations and then begin to do the West Coast. When we begin to do the West Coast with the new international terminal building, then there's a brand new MRO that is about to be commissioned. Then we begin to attract other aircraft to stop over in Akwa Ibom for maintenance, and then we can even maintain our own aircraft in that MRO. Then we will expand to having a cargo terminal. That is a steady plan. That when you have a cargo terminal...
Is that a plan, Mr. Eno? Is that a plan laid out by Governor Udom Emmanuel? And if that is the case, what is your own vision? Because, I mean...
No. The cargo terminal is our addition. I'm going to add, our administration will add the cargo terminal. When you like I keep saying to you, Shem, we must grow steadily. There is a target, there is an assessment. You must be able to assess your plan and see your achievements, and then you move to the next level. So it's a gradual thing. And when you finish and then you take over, of course, naturally, once you begin to run the West Coast, there will be need for a cargo terminal. You cannot do so. We'll build a cargo terminal. And these are all the things we think that we're strong, we're the best airline in Nigeria today. We can keep it up and we can keep expanding. And Akwa Ibom can now be seen as the home of Nigeria's best airline.
Now, if you look at it, around the globe, you look at cities that are home to some of the airlines. You look at Etihad. You look at other cities across the globe like Lufthansa in Germany. I mean, the cities where they birth, most especially, there is a way that it affects the economy of the state. And there is also a way that the city also benefits, and they create some other economies around the airlines that help not only that city, but the entire nation benefits from it. Now, the question is that the governor has the Ibom Air agenda, is put it in place. What is your own initiative? Should you be governor, how do you hope that Ibom Air and Uyo being a major hub for Ibom Air operation, and all of what you have said, what are the additional part of the economy that you hope that can also help to stir up?
With Ibom Air, you can increase your tourism potentials because you have the airline. And so you are going to grow tourism. You're going to develop the 21 tourist sites that we have in this state. You're going to be able to bring people in, and then you're going to increase your hotels. That's why I told you about developing our coastline areas, because you have an airline that people that can constantly grow the city. You begin to think of creating a downtown Uyo where you can begin to see offices and businesses grow in that area, and begin to segment the town into various parts, because you have an airline. All you need really to get people to your destination that you want to build is the airline, and the airline is already in place. So why you now begin to develop all of this, and that is how you want to make Akwa Ibom a tourist destination in the country, because you have an airline on the one part, you have the tourist sites on the one part, you are going to ensure there's security. And of course, you know Akwa Ibom is one of the most peaceful states in the country. We are going to continue to deepen that and ensure that people come here and they are safe staying here, so that they can keep coming. As you do that, Sheung, you are expanding the economy. You are getting people to work. We are going to get into commercial agriculture, which is also part of tourism, if you like, because people will come, visit our plantations, look at all of the things that we're doing, and that's how to begin to open up. So the airline itself is key to it. And if you come into Akwa Ibom,
sorry, Mr. Musayano. So I'm trying to get something specific from you. So I'll make an example of what is happening in Dubai, and when you fly the airline that lands in that city. When you fly Ethiopian airline and you land in Addis, there are things that happen in Addis that you know that naturally that helps the economy of the state. When you fly Lufthansa and you land in Frankfurt, you know what you've got to in Frankfurt. And these are direct money that people put into that economy. So I'm asking, what is specific within the first year, for example, that you hope that will be an affiliate or an appendage of the airline economy that will help the general economy of Akwa Ibom State? What in specific?
I've told you consistently that we will develop tourism potential.
No, but that's a generalized term. So I'm looking for a specific, so that we can be able to hold you onto it. Should you be governor?
No,
tourism is a general word, and I can mention 20 things that are related to tourism. For example,
you have shown, you know, when you come into Akwa Ibom in the next 2 years, I should be able to drive you to tourist sites. I should be able to make you go around Akwa Ibom, see new developments in terms of tourism, in terms of industries that we are going to build. I'm going to make you see new businesses that have opened up in the state because of the airline. So these are things you sit down and you begin to put in place gradually. There are going to be new hotels. I'm going to create a beach that is going to make you want to go to the beach. I'm going to make you have to go on a boat ride. I'm going to make you be able to go to the fish market. I'm going to make you be able, these are all the things you want to begin to bring that people will love to come spend weekend in our state.
All right, so let me ask you again, in the League of the States of the Federation, what would you like Akwa Ibom to be notable for under you should you be elected governor?
The cultural revolution, rural development. We want to be able to drive our economy and let the people in the rural development have the benefits, because all of these industries we want to do will be in the rural area. So we are going to open up that economy.
What cropping? What crop are you looking at? What specific commodity are you looking at?
We're good in cassava. We're good in palm. You know that Akwa Ibom is home to palm oil. You know that. And so we are going to expand on our palm oil processing in Akwa Ibom and try regain our pride of place. We're already revamping Aqua Palm, and we are going to expand on it and get our PKO out and ensure that we keep expanding in that area. Palm oil is big business in this country. And so we tend to ensure, if you come to Akwa Ibom, you see palm fruits grow naturally. We're already working and we've got seedlings in as I speak. These were part of the programs I handled when I was in government in the agri
all right. So let's talk about the politics of these elections, and just in the next few minutes that we have left on the program, the election of the 25th of February has shown us that election in Nigeria is no longer the same. There could be upset and surprises, and perhaps there are those believe that traditionally Akwa Ibom said it's a PDP state. But if you look at the figures that came out of the election of the 25th of February, it's shown us that anything can happen. We are even hearing Labour Party could place an upset, the APC could place an upset. Even the YPP is a threat to the PDP in Akwa Ibom state.
Yeah, so we believe that the PDP government has done extremely well in Akwa Ibom. All the developments you find today in Akwa Ibom since 1999 was done by the PDP government. And the Kinodom Emmanuel's-led administration has put in place infrastructures in this state, opened up the roads and all of the things that he has done, the industries that he has put in place. And we believe that we are sufficiently positioned to continue. There is need for absolute continuity in this state, to continue to build on the trajectory of development that we have had in our state, the roads and all of that. We intend to, so the PDP has gone out there. As I went around the 31 local governments, I've done a needs assessment of the state and the local government. I know exactly what we need to put in place to ensure that we just seamlessly continue that trajectory of development. We know we need to give markets, roads, hospitals, and all of those things that is needed in the rural area. And again, continuity is important because every time you bring in a new government, the people, there's bound to be a loss of the infrastructure. People will not want to continue in what has been going on. So who suffers? It is the people that suffers. We have maintained, you don't change a winning team. So this election, we believe we are going in with all our might. We don't take things for granted. So we campaign, we tell the people our plan. We have a plan that we share with the people and tell them how we are going to continue seamlessly in agricultural revolution, in rural development, infrastructural maintenance and enhancement, security, which is key. People living in this state know what it used to be. The level of kidnapping, the level of killing. But since this administration came in, there's been peace. We intend to continue with education. We intend to continue with entrepreneurial development. We intend to support our small, medium-scale enterprises. We intend to ensure that our civil servants are their welfare is paramount in our mind. We ensure that we run with them. They are the engine of growth. Pay their gratuity as at when due, pay their allowances as at when due, and pay their promotional areas as at when due. We want to do.
Thank you so much indeed, and I wish you the very best on Saturday at the polls. Thank you so much indeed for your time tonight.
Thank you for
Pastor Umo and all the PDP governorship candidates in Akwa Ibom State speaking with us.